It's time to tap because the Angle Podcast starts right now. What's up, Angle fans? I'm your host, Joey Carney. Welcome to our first big event of the year, the Angles 2020 Royal Rumble pre-show. I'm excited that we're here. We're on the road to WrestleMania, and we're not here alone. I have a special guest tonight. He's a fellow journalist. I've been tweeting at him all week, tweeting at you guys to let you know he's going to be here. Our special guest, Bobby Thompson. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Welcome to the show.
Well, happy to be here, man.
Got a little entrance for you. Bobby Thompson, our special guest.
Absolutely love it.
Yeah, so
this is
welcome to the
always
Angle.
so big, man. I love it.
This is going to be the new format of the show. It's going to be more of an interview style, talk show style. We're going to continue doing the podcast every week, but our live shows any videos we really post are going to be this style. We have a list growing of special guests that we're going to be including on the show. Special guests including superstars, whether they're known or not known. The point is to get them known. Also, fans, different fans we want to have on the show. We want to treat everybody the same, kind of give it an equal playing field, the fans and the wrestling superstars, because it's the perspective of the fans, it's the perspective of the superstars that create the direction of where these wrestling companies are going to go. So, in our eyes, it's kind of a cliche, but everyone's a superstar, and it's going to be an interesting night. Before we head into the matches, I do want to say, send our condolences to the family of Kobe Bryant, one of the, if not the best, I don't know anybody better who is as well known as he is. Kobe Bryant passing away earlier today, so we're sending out condolences to his family. There's more reports coming out that apparently one of his daughters, his 13-year-old daughter, was on the plane with him. So it is a really sad event, especially for everyone in the sports world. Losing Kobe Bryant today, big loss. Like I said, not even to the sports world, but our world in general. He was such a transcending star, an icon. I know from our childhood, really.
Yeah.
There was, we had big superstars. We didn't really grow up in the age of Michael Jordan, but we had Kobe Bryant. We had Derek Jeter, and I know you know way more about these sports than I do, but we had these big stars, and a lot of them are now retired. And Kobe Bryant passing away, it's a big loss to the sports community. It's a big loss to the world. So we're sending our condolences to Kobe Bryant.
Yep, absolutely. This is very tragic, not only in the world of sports, but in the world altogether. Kobe was loved by everybody. Arguably one of the greatest basketball players who's ever lived. He's a 5-time NBA champion, multiple-time MVP, all his accolades. He's well-known in the community. Just a great guy. It's very tragic. My heart goes out to his family. My condolences to the Bryant family, and rest in peace, Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, who he was flying to basketball practice when his private helicopter malfunctioned. I heard that the fog in Calabasas was an issue. It crashed, caught fire. It's tragic in the world of sports. As we said, our condolences go out to Kobe Bryant and his family.
Exactly. And I see here one of the comments, Football Scouting Report. They said, Kobe Bryant, I hope number 24 wins the Royal Rumble tonight. That would be an interesting stat, especially on the day of his death, on the day of the Royal Rumble. Right. Number 24 winning the Royal Rumble. So that would be really, really interesting. I'm definitely going to stay on the lookout for that. Who's going to be number 24?
Absolutely.
But I want to get into some positive stuff, more happier times. Like I said, tonight is the first big pay-per-view of the year. 2020, the first big pay-per-view for WWE of the decade. So this is a great way to start off the new year, the new decade, and kind of the new direction of where WWE is going, because previous Rumbles, I can say that, yes, there are 30 men, there are 30 superstar entrants, but this year in particular, I feel like there's a lot of superstars who are not necessarily involved in the match. We have superstars like Robert Roode, Cesaro, Even Shorty G and Sheamus that we have here on the first match we're going to talk about, they're not involved or they're not listed as entrants in this Rumble. So it is very interesting where WWE is going to go with this because, like I said, there's a lot of superstars who are not actually listed as entrants, and we don't have many spots left, and we have legends and surprises and things like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see where that goes. But I do want to start off with the first match of the evening, the returning Sheamus taking on Shorty G. Do you have any thoughts about this, where you think it's going to go?
Well, I'm happy to see Sheamus back. Sheamus has been out for such a long time.
Over a year.
Yeah, over a year. It's been really weird without him, to be quite honest. He's been consistent throughout the years. And he comes back, and not only does he look powerful,
he is in phenomenal shape.
He lost a lot of weight. I didn't think he needed to lose any. He looked great. He looks even better. He's shredded up. And he goes back to his old look, as you say. He got rid of that mohawk. Now he's got it all spiked up. He looks badass.
I prefer this look way better.
So do I. So do I.
The mohawk kind of looked like he was. Yeah. I couldn't take him as seriously because he didn't look like, I don't know. He didn't look like a Celtic warrior to me.
No.
This guy looks like a badass. You don't want to get in his way.
No, you don't. And this match to start off the night, Shorty G, you know what? He's very talented, as we know. Very good technique-wise. But with this, I got to tell you this, man. I'm going to go with Sheamus on this. I think this is going to start him off getting hot, picking up where he left off. You know, he was with Cesaro, the Bar. Now he's by himself. So he's going to definitely get a push. I feel this is how you start. He's going to be powerful, get a few wins under his belt, and then start to get him in the title picture, in my opinion, at some point.
It's funny that you mentioned Cesaro because Cesaro, since they broke up from being the Bar, obviously Sheamus was hurt for nearly a year. And Cesaro went to Raw, went to SmackDown, kind of got lost in the fold, had some great matches. I remember with Ricochet when he was on the Raw side. Now he's back on SmackDown, and he kind of got mixed up into the fold again. And now he's aligned with Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't know if they're considered a stable or a faction, three-man group. But they're definitely surrounding Shinsuke and the Intercontinental title. I have some interesting points of where they can go storyline-wise with that. Cesaro, obviously, I believe, is one of the greatest in-ring performers we have in WWE today. Maybe even in the world of professional wrestling in general. Shorty G, he is great. He's a former Olympic athlete. He is phenomenal in the ring. He reminds me, I say it all the time, and I said it long ago, and the tweet kind of blew up. I said he's the perfect resemblance. I know we're not supposed to say certain names here, but he's the perfect resemblance of a Kurt Angle. He's a perfect mix of Kurt Angle, Daniel Bryan, and Chris Benoit. Yeah. The three of those combined, I think, make a modern-day Shorty G. I don't like what they're doing with him currently. The Shorty G character, yes, he's short. Yes, it's easy for superstars to mention he's short and use it part of the storyline or to get him over, sort of say. But changing his name to Shorty G, giving him this gimmick, he kind of looks like he's a character out of Space Jam. Yeah. Comes out in a basketball outfit. Yeah. I don't understand. You know, it kind of took away from what he can do in the ring. And because this gimmick didn't necessarily work as well as his old gimmick, he's not being featured as much. Now he's gonna job to Cesaro tonight. He's probably Sheamus. He's probably gonna put on a really great fight against Sheamus, but in the end, Sheamus, because he's returning, not only that, because of the current position of Shorty G, I'm going 110%. I'm gonna give it to Sheamus.
Agreed, 100%. Absolutely.
I can't see this going any other way. And also, these two guys haven't been entered into the Royal Rumble yet. So who knows after this match? And this might be on the pre-show. For those asking on the chat, the pre-show, I think, for WWE starts around 5 o'clock p.m. That's why we wanted to start the show a little earlier so we can kind of get not too involved in that time because we do want to watch it too. Yeah. But I believe this is going to be on the pre-show. It has to be. It's not a match that's been really advertised well. But both of us, Bobby here and I, we're going to go with Sheamus on this one. The next match, you hear that Rumble buzz every time?
There you go.
This is little effects, little things like effects. That set us apart. The next match is going to be for the United States Championship. It's going to be the current champion Andrade taking on a returning Humberto Carrillo. This feud has been brewing for a little while now, over a month. since Carrillo got drafted to Raw from the Cruiserweight division, he was on 205 Live, kind of involved with NXT there too. He came to Raw, had some great matches with Seth Rollins. He had great matches with AJ Styles. He seemed like he was on line for some sort of push, maybe just to get him, well known in the WWE on Raw as a guy who can hang. Also, we know that WWE likes to elaborate on their Latino superstars.
Mhm.
It's a big area for them. And these two, just two of the best that the company has to offer. We saw this past week on Raw, the first ladder match on Raw in 13 years.
Yep.
The first ladder match in 13 years. Andrade retaining his title against Rey Mysterio, and was probably one of the best Raw matches I've seen in a long, long time. I don't know what his health is going to be tonight. We saw Andrade take a few bumps in that ladder match on Monday Night Raw, so only a week later tonight at the Royal Rumble. I know he's definitely not going to be 100%, but we have to discuss this too, because Humberto, he kind of was injured too. Andrade hammerlock DDT'd him into the ground under the mat. So these two guys going in, maybe not 100% for this match. Where do you think this is going?
So with this match, you know what? This match is definitely going to be one of the best of the night, in my opinion. Andrade, hands down, has become one of my favorites, really. He's very, very talented. He's entertaining. He's got Selena Vega here, who I have to say, you know what? She's annoying, but she gets the job done. She's the legit manager. She interferes in matches. She helps him win. And in WWE, if you have somebody like that, that's help you get wins. Like in the ladder match on Monday night, she climbed up. She prevented.
She went up pretty fast too.
Yep.
She went up pretty fast.
She does anything and everything for this guy, and it's, as a fan to watch, as a part of me, I always cheer for the good guys usually sometimes. Yeah. So I'm like, damn, I hate this. But she's extremely talented. These two, these two definitely are a great duo. But Humberto Carrillo, I really like. You turned me on to him. Watching him, he is a perfectionist in the ring. I remember when he had his match with Seth Rollins a few months ago. Seth Rollins was very impressed. So was I. I think this match is going to be closer than people think.
Yep.
I think Humberto's going to give him a run for his money. But in the end, I do feel this. I do feel that the X factor in this match is always an X factor. Is this one right here? Is Selena Vega. I think she can interfere, do something to get him off his game. All it takes is one thing. One trip, one poke in the eye. One Hurricanrana, yep. And Andrade will take over. And I think Andrade, as the U.S. champion's doing a good job. And tonight he retains his title.
Well, you mentioned something really interesting about Zelina Vega being a great manager to Andrade. And I think in WWE today, we really don't see any managers that are around. I mean, I wouldn't consider Sami Zayn a manager.
Yeah.
To Shinsuke and Cesaro. I think he's just the mouthpiece for the current time. Right. We have Paul Heyman, who hands down is the best on-screen manager of all time. There's no along the lines of Bobby Heenan back in the day. But today's generation of WWE superstars, we don't see many managers. And I think Zelina Vega kind of gets left in the fold, not really spoken about in that aspect. We look at her more just as a wrestler. And she's not just that. She clearly doesn't wrestle often. We'll probably see her in the Rumble tonight. Yeah. But she's great, aligned with Andrade. Yeah. People always saying on Twitter that they want to see them apart, that Andrade can handle things on his own. But I don't think that's true. Andrade is still having issues speaking proper English. I think Zelina speaks very well. So that, solves that issue with promos and things of that nature. But I also think that if you look back to Andrade in NXT, he was struggling to get over. He was great in the ring, but he wasn't getting the TV time. He wasn't getting over. The fans weren't interested. You put him with Zelina Vega. Months later, he's the NXT champion. So it just goes to show how well these two go together. And I think tonight we're going to see some sort of involvement of Zelina Vega. But I also think we're going to see some sort of involvement, maybe of Rey Mysterio.
Very true. Yeah.
To come help Humberto Carrillo or maybe somebody else. We don't know. Remember when Sin Cara had that feud with Andrade a few months back? That Carolina girl from NXT came to his aid. So we don't know what can happen. If there's going to be an interference by somebody else, if not. But we do know Zelina Vega is definitely going to be involved in this match. I'm going to have to say Andrade is retaining his title tonight. I'd be very shocked if he did drop it to Humberto. I think Humberto is still growing, still needs to get over with the crowd. This is an excellent storyline to put him in. He's been on Raw for a few months, like I said, but no real storyline, just matches. He's thrown in matches. Same thing we see with Ricochet. There's no storyline. He's just thrown into matches to show what he can do, kind of getting over. But it's really those storylines like this, for example, with Humberto, they're going to make the fans really, really invested in him. But unfortunately, I don't think tonight is tonight. This match is going to go to Andrade. He's on too big of a war path. He's too strong, too dominant right now, and he's going to retain that U.S. title.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. 100%.
Awesome. So the next match we're going to talk about, that buzzer, man, I love that, is the SmackDown Women's Championship between the champion Bayley and the challenger Lacey Evans. This, I think, is the match that I'm looking forward to on the card besides the Royal Rumble matches, which only leaves a couple matches. But out of all the title matches, this is the match I'm really looking forward to. And people are going to say, why? Why are you looking forward to this match when you have Becky and Asuka? I kind of know where that's going to go. But this match can go so many different directions. We know that Bayley is going to be involved in the Women's Championship match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Now, who it's going to be against? If Lacey wins tonight, it's obviously going to be these two at WrestleMania. Some sort of involvement. The storyline right now that they have Lacey Evans in as Sasha Banks and Bayley being the mean girls on SmackDown, being the bullies, her being on the bump, talking about everything that she's been through from her childhood, losing her father to a battle with drug addiction and going through depression and bullies, and just the way that they're positioning her right now, she could easily become the biggest woman on the roster. She could become the face of the women's division if she is groomed properly. We see Becky Lynch currently as the face of the WWE, but Lacey reminds me a lot of John Cena. That clean cut, good old American superstar who fights for what they believe in and stands up to bullies. And I think that she can really, really, given this platform, can be one of the best performers on the card. Tonight, I do want to see Bayley retain the title. I don't think that this is the moment we see Lacey Evans win. And I'll explain to you why. I tweeted it out earlier this week. A lot of people kind of were scratching their heads as to why I said it. But I want to see Bayley retain her women's championship tonight against Lacey Evans. I want to see Lacey Evans somehow, some way, win this title at WrestleMania, beating Bayley, and also beating Sasha. I want to see at WrestleMania a triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I want to see Bayley defend the title against Sasha Banks and Lacey Evans. I want to see Lacey Evans there win that title, bringing that bullying storyline. Because we have to think about this also. This is really the only real storyline we have involved with the women. Right. Becky and Asuka, it's just to rewrite history, to rewrite the wrong that happened last year. But this is an actual storyline that people can be invested in. It's the biggest match that I'm looking forward to on tonight's card. But I think Bayley's going to take it. I want Bayley to take it just so I can see Lacey take it at WrestleMania.
Very well said. This match, definitely, it's been brewing for a couple months now. Lacey Evans, the comparison to John Cena is very, very accurate. I like that a lot because she is. She's all about America. She was in the military. She is all about, and I love seeing her as a face.
Oh my God.
She was great as a heel.
Fantastic.
As a face, she's even better.
Fantastic. She's both on both playing fields.
And I do agree she could be the face of the company, definitely, in the women's division.
At least the face on SmackDown.
Yeah, face on SmackDown. Absolutely. Yeah. Tonight, I agree. I think that Lacey Evans is going to give Bayley everything she can handle, but Bayley still retains the title. At WrestleMania, I agree. It has to be the triple threat match. Perfect. You pin the two best friends against each other for that this one prize right here. And at WrestleMania, triple threat, that's what everybody wants to see in Tampa, Florida. That's perfect. I think that Lacey Evans is on the rise. Like I said, I
100%.
love what I see from her. As a heel, I hated her, and that's her. She did her job. She was a great heel. And as a face, I love her even more, Lacey Evans. She just grew on me. She's very talented in the ring. She's all about, sticking up to bullies, like you said, all about America. You love it. And Bayley, as talented as she is, has got a lot coming to her. But tonight she will retain that title and at WrestleMania. Can't wait to see. As you've said, this is starting the road to WrestleMania. This starts everything. So tonight it's going to be something. But as I said, Bayley definitely retaining title.
Yeah, like this tonight, everybody loves the Royal Rumble. It's one of the best pay-per-views and one of the most entertaining pay-per-views of the year. We also have to think about this is really the start of how the whole year is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wins the men's and women's Royal Rumbles tonight can really I look at the year Seth Rollins had. Last year, Seth Rollins won the Royal Rumble. He won at WrestleMania. He main evented at SummerSlam, and he's just been he's been in the main event the whole year. So this can really be the biggest opportunity for everyone on the roster, leading to the whole year. But what we were saying with this match, Bayley has done such a great job as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Lacey doing such a great job as a face. I think it's really I loved her as a heel because she just had that heel. Like she was just a natural heel. But when she came to SmackDown and kind of reset herself as a face, I instantly fell in love with the character. I felt personally like attached to the character. Mm-hmm. Seeing her on the bump, talk about everything she's been through, having her daughter there. We were actually at the SmackDown, Friday Night SmackDown, where her daughter was ringside and Sasha kind of interfered with her. Me and Bobby were both there. We saw that happen live in Brooklyn. And that was really a moment, I think, that fans can personally get attached to Lacey because there are a lot of mothers who watch professional wrestling, but not even that. There are a lot of families who watch professional wrestling where the moms are not really into the product. Mm-hmm. This is a spot for the moms to get involved and say, you know what? I can relate to that character. I have a daughter. I have a son. No one steps in front of me and my baby, like as she said. So this is a great opportunity for her to grow, but also to bring in a different audience into the WWE that we don't necessarily have currently. So Lacey Evans can go, I think, to, like I said, comparable to John Cena, can be a top name in the company. I think that's where they were going with her. Not sure if she's going to win tonight, but I do want to see Bayley win. Like I said, go on to WrestleMania and lose the title to Lacey. Now, how does Sasha get involved in this storyline? Well, we've seen over the last few months little snippets of Sasha grabbing Bayley's title, kind of standing in the shadows since she came back. Not really getting a great return since she's been back as the Blueprint, Sasha Banks. I think a lot of people are saying that maybe Sasha Banks wins the Royal Rumble tonight, goes on to face Bayley, and you get Lacey thrown in there as well. I don't think that's going to happen. Despite being today is Sasha Banks' birthday. That'd be the best birthday present I think that any superstar can ask for to win the Royal Rumble. But I think somehow, some way, there's going to be some sort of turmoil in the upcoming weeks. You kind of make it as Bayley is kind of pushing Sasha away. She's going to be in the main event for the Women's Championship at WrestleMania, and Sasha doesn't have a storyline. So how does Sasha get her name into the fold? She takes out the champion, her best friend. You have a turn for Sasha. Maybe not even a turn. Maybe you keep them both heel and they just go at it, and you add Lacey Evans in there, and WrestleMania, Lacey Evans wins the title. Yeah. That's the storyline I would want to see. But who the hell am I?
Well, I do agree with that. It's really funny how Sasha Banks is one of the best superstars in the company.
She is.
And she definitely is in the back, of Bayley, and it's kind of like brewing. I feel you're right that the two of them are going to turn. We've seen this before, but it was Sasha turning on Bayley, and when Bayley turned heel, and it seems that Bayley, now she's mean, she's not happy. No more the side ponytail, the short hair. It's really a role reversal, and it's going to be interesting to see how this happens and to see Sasha Banks' role in the Royal Rumble. Definitely.
I definitely think that Sasha, if one of the two are going to turn, keep Bayley as a heel because she's just great as a heel. Moving on to the next match. We have the Falls Count Anywhere match between Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin. I'm going to be quick on this match because I'm not really a fan of it. These guys are in the Royal Rumble, so honestly, this match shouldn't even happen tonight. This should happen on SmackDown. Let them go into the Royal Rumble. I think tonight, this match, we're going to see Roman Reigns get a win over Baron Corbin. Falls Count Anywhere. Or I'm not even sure. I don't care for these two at all. I'm not invested at all. I was a big fan of King Baron Corbin when he was in the King of the Ring tournament. We were both there live on Raw when he made it to the finals, pinning Ricochet and Samoa Joe at Monday Night Raw. And that was probably one of the best matches I've ever seen Baron Corbin involved in. And after he came to SmackDown, he got his push to the main event scene with Roman. But the dog food and the chain and all this nonsense, it's killed his positioning. It's killed it's killed my interest in the whole topic. When these two come on, for me, it's time to get a snack or do something else because I really don't care. But my pick, Roman's going to win this match.
I agree with you 100%. I'm not going to be long on this either. The fact that this match is happening, you're right, and they're both in the Royal Rumble, it's kind of head-scratching why I think that could have been a main event on SmackDown, definitely.
Well, I also think, too, that maybe, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe Baron Corbin wins this match because it is a Falls Count Anywhere. So we're going to see involvements from Dolph Ziggler, Roman, Robert Roode, maybe the Usos. Maybe this is where we see Roman get beat down. He can't get up. He's done. But then goes on to win the Royal Rumble.
That's very true.
That's something that WWE would do. So
that is
an option.
That is something WWE would do. And here's what I'll do. I'm going to stick with my pick here. I'm going to go with Roman Reigns getting the win on this one. I think he will get beat down, but he will get the win. And Baron Corbin, listen, I'm not a big fan of Baron Corbin at all, but he is talented in the ring and he's a great heel. If you want look up superstars who are great at being heels, he's definitely one of them. He really is.
Yep.
But no, this match I think it's gonna be quick and very quick. This one, Roman Reigns gets the win.
Absolutely. Both in agreeing.
Might be a big night for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, we'll talk about more of that when we get towards the Royal Rumble match. This match, the Universal Championship match, the strap match between the champion Bray Wyatt, the Fiend Bray Wyatt, whatever the hell you want to call him, versus Daniel Bryan. Before he was calling himself the new Daniel Bryan. Look at him now. He is the new Daniel Bryan. He's lost the beard. He's lost the hair. This match I'm still up in the air about. I would love to see Daniel Bryan win this match tonight, go on to defend the title at WrestleMania. But I don't think it's happening. I think somehow, some way, Daniel Bryan is going to lose this match. The Fiend is not letting go of that title too soon. He's going to the main event of WrestleMania as the Universal Champion.
I'm going to tell you what, man. It's this match. You know what? I'm so happy that Daniel Bryan's back to the Yes movement. Everything's back. Cut it. He looks like a totally different person. I got to add that without the long hair.
He took off 10 years of his life. Yep. Like that.
looks like a 15-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And then you get the Fiend Bray Wyatt, who this character has become so good, so creepy, sinister, everything. It's hard not to like him. It really isn't. This match, I think Daniel Bryan is going to shock a lot of people. He said this on SmackDown the other night. Bray Wyatt and the Fiend, they're good at running away. Now he can't. Daniel Bryan, ever since his beard was ripped off, his hair was ripped off, it seems like he's a different person.
He's fired up.
Angry guy. Yeah. And when you got somebody like him who's an ultimate competitor with their backs up against the wall, they have nothing to lose. That's the person to fear. But I think Bray, the Fiend, he's just on a roll right now. He's just way too powerful. It just seems that nobody could stop him. Daniel Bryan has a glimmer of hope. It just seems that nobody could stop him. And tonight, it's not going to be easy for the Fiend. And I'll say this, and people might call me crazy. It's not going to be easy. but he will get it done and retain that title. And it will be interesting to see who he faces at WrestleMania for that title.
See, for me, I love this match. I think this is going to be an excellent match. But the problem is, I don't like the whole strap match gimmick. I like to see Daniel Bryan in wrestling, pure wrestling matches. That match he had with Adam Cole, and I have to quote Pat McAfee, November 1st, 2018, the greatest SmackDown in the history of SmackDown. Because it was. Yeah. That match he put on with Adam Cole, one of the best matches I think I've ever seen. Adam Cole getting a win over Daniel Bryan. That was a pure wrestling match. This match is not going to be a pure wrestling match. This is going to be a gimmick match. Any match involving the Fiend Bray Wyatt is a gimmick match, right? Because he's a gimmick.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I love the Fiend character. It's different. It's like you said, sinister. It's sick, sadistic. Mm-hmm. But I'm not a fan of him as much as I want to be because the red lights throw me off.
Yeah.
His matches aren't quick. The Mandible Claw is not what I thought would be the move that would keep people down. Like, I don't see that keeping Braun Strowman down. Mm-hmm. Now, Sister Abigail, yes, I see that being a move that will work. But I just think it's kind of getting played out. Like, we're seeing the same things over and over again from Bray Wyatt, which is why I think they use the Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt against against The Miz back at TLC. They're just trying to change it up because it's getting so, like, played out already.
Right.
But I do think what we saw on Friday kind of give a different, a newer edge to Bray Wyatt, seeing him stab himself with the pen, right? Not even signing his name, wiping his hand with his blood on the contract, signing the contract. That to me kind of rejuvenated the character, bringing him back to a more sadistic place than what we've seen, because we haven't really seen much of him besides his weird obsession with Daniel Bryan's hair. Like, that's what we've seen of him over the last few months. Now, what we saw him involved with The Miz, him creeping into The Miz's house, that was one of the best things I've ever seen from this character. But I think tonight Bray Wyatt's going to retain the title somehow, some way. But I have to say, since we've seen The Fiend back, since SummerSlam last year with Finn Balor, all his matches have kind of been quiet. The crowds have been quiet. I haven't really been a fan. I want to be a fan because I think this is such a unique character, and it's sick and it's twisted. And I know as a kid, I would have loved this. I love it as an adult. But the in-ring work is not what I'm used to seeing from Bray Wyatt. I know a few years ago, I think it was Royal Rumble 2014, actually, these two had a match. And that's kind of where Daniel Bryan started the Yes movement. He wasn't in the Royal Rumble. The Batista got booed for winning that match because they wanted Daniel Bryan in that match. Daniel Bryan that year went on to win WrestleMania 30, the World Heavyweight Championship. But this is the match that started the Royal Rumble that year that really kind of pushed him there. So I want to see that kind of match. I know this is not going to be it, but I, like you said, I have to go with the Fiend Bray Wyatt retaining his title, going to he has to go to WrestleMania. If he's ever going to lose that title, it has to happen in the main event of WrestleMania.
I agree 100%. Definitely at main event at WrestleMania. What better way than the grandest stage of them all for Daniel Bryan to slay this? I'm not going to call him a beast. Slay this thing, this unstoppable force that is Bray Wyatt and the Fiend. So WrestleMania, I agree. Daniel Bryan and the Fiend. That's the way it could. Yeah. That title has to change hands, definitely.
Yep. The next match on the card is the Raw Women's Championship, the rematch from last year's Royal Rumble match. The champion Becky Lynch defending the title against Asuka. This is going to be probably the match of the night. I'm going to have to say, in-ring work-wise. We know that Becky is on a warpath to redo the wrongs that she's had. She feels that the WWE is protecting her. They're trying to erase Asuka from her history, and she doesn't want it. She doesn't want to be like how every other face of the company has been hidden by management. She wants to be a fighting champion. She wants to beat Asuka, and she's not going to stop until she does it. I think tonight, plain and simple, Becky's going to make Asuka tap. That's my opinion.
I'll tell you what. I think tonight, past few weeks, you've seen that green mist that came back, which, by the way, which I think is great. The green mist, we haven't seen that since Tajiri.
Yep.
Spitting in her face. She did it to Charlotte. She did it to Becky.
She got Paige too.
Yep. She did get Paige. Yep. And I think that's funny that since she did that to Paige, because she started that Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, the Kabuki Warriors.
I thought Paige would actually try to somehow retaliate or something. Maybe, I know she can't wrestle, but maybe, come out to support Becky. But I'll tell you this, tonight, Becky Lynch is on a mission. She needs this win. This is the one superstar is giving her trouble. And Becky Lynch, who is a great champion, she's had that title since WrestleMania, over almost a year now.
Where you were there. You were there live.
I was there that night. Great match when she got Becky 2 belts.
Won the title at 1 in the morning.
Yep, 1 in the morning. Yep. Well, I was there. That was some night, but I will say that tonight you're going to see a different Becky, an angry Becky. I think Asuka's going to make it tough, but what better way than to make Asuka tap? I agree. The fact that you said that, absolutely right, 100%. I do feel that there will be an interference.
Well, obviously,
of
Kairi Sane might
Kairi
be.
Sane.
I don't know if she's going to be ringside, but she's going to make herself known there.
I definitely agree. I think that the green mist will be used tonight.
It's a big factor in this match.
Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. Call me crazy. This has never been I think that you're going to see Becky spit out not green mist, red mist. Imagine that. She does.
I was thinking that as you were saying.
And imagine after all Becky has taken the past couple of weeks with that green mist spitting in her eye, she couldn't see. What better way than to do it to Asuka, make her tap and get this win?
I just got chills from that because you know what? I could see that happening. Becky needs this win to solidify herself as who she wants to be, and she needs this win in order to go to WrestleMania and have that main event match that she had last year. She needs to beat Asuka. She needs to beat everyone on the division. So she can go up against someone big at WrestleMania. She's going to do whatever she has to get this win. And that includes using Asuka's own maneuvers against her. I agree with you. We're going to see some mist from Becky Lynch into the eyes of Asuka, setting herself up for the disarmer, getting that tap-out win. That, I think the crowd would go ballistic. Becky would, again, I know that she never lost a spot, but she would just be the fan favorite again. I think if Becky loses this match and doesn't go into the – if Becky loses this match, Asuka becomes champion. And she doesn't enter the Royal Rumble again, it's going to be that women's Royal Rumble is going to be it's what's going to happen at a Rumble is what happened in 2014 when Dana Bryan wasn't involved. They're going to boo whoever wins, and that's not going to work. So Becky needs this win. She needs to go to WrestleMania and face whoever wins the Royal Rumble.
Absolutely.
But we also have to think Asuka is a tag team champion, so those titles are going to be defended at WrestleMania. They're not going to put Asuka in 2 matches. So
agreed. They're not.
Becky's getting the win.
Yeah, Becky's definitely getting the win.
I would love to see it, like you said, with the red mist.
That I just think that's perfect.
What
better way than to beat Asuka with her at her own game?
That's the only way. That's the only way to beat her.
Yep. Asuka's so talented. She's great. The fact that they brought back the green mist is I love it. You see her face now with the green dripping down from her eyes, from her face, and you know what? Now it's Becky Lynch. Get that red mist, and if I see that tonight, I will go crazy. I know we both will go crazy. But Becky's definitely retaining that title. On to Tampa, on to Raymond James Stadium to defend that title.
WrestleMania 36. And that's where we're leading to the next match, the Women's Royal Rumble. This is going to be an epic match. Unfortunately, only a few names have been announced out of the 30. But that also leads to a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors and surprises. So anybody could be in this match. I already have a list of people who I want to be in this match. There are some women who have been gone for a while who we don't know if they're cleared, but they've been spotted at the Performance Center. We have Nia Jax. We have Naomi, Ruby Riott.
I was just going to say
Ember Moon.
Yep.
A lot of stars that we haven't seen in a while. I would love to see Nia Jax go run a rough shot through this match. Who would I love to see make a big impact in this match? Naomi. She's going to be back on the SmackDown brand with the Usos are there. I want to see her come back and do some crazy stuff. She's a really popular superstar. The last time that WrestleMania was in Florida, she was the women's champion, one of the top favorite superstars in the women's division. So that'd be a great spot to see her come back at. But I'm going to say right off the bat, whoever the surprises are, whoever the legends that we see in this match, they're not going to win. They're brought in for the pop factor. They're brought in to make the crowd go crazy.
Yeah.
They're not brought in to win the Royal Rumble. They're brought in to get people over.
Yeah.
If you're gonna, for example, they're I don't want to spoil anything, but I know that there are reports that Victoria might return tonight in the Women's Royal Rumble. She's not going to win it.
No.
She's retired. She's not going to win. But she'll use that platform to get someone over.
Yep.
Someone who's not announced for this match, who I believe is winning that match. And it's not Ronda Rousey, because everyone's saying Ronda Rousey's coming back tonight. I doubt it. My pick to win the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble is NXT's Shayna Baszler. Why is that? Because Shayna Baszler defeated Becky and Bayley at Survivor Series, getting NXT that win. And how did that show go off the air? Becky ruining that moment for Shayna Baszler.
Mm-hmm.
Becky stood tall at the end of the Survivor Series despite losing that match. So how does Shayna Baszler get her revenge? She's going to come in. She's going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. The main event of the show is going to be Becky versus Asuka. And when Becky gets that win, Shayna Baszler is going to come steal the moment away from Becky. And she's going to hold that women's title over her head. And that's going to set up the main event for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania, Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch.
Wow. That's crazy. That's
what has to happen.
That would be something. Women's Royal Rumble tonight. I'll tell you this. Look at all these great superstars right here.
And that's a few out of the 30.
Yep. I will tell you this. I'm very, very high on Alexa Bliss right here. I think she's extremely talented.
Yep.
Natalya, legend. Charlotte is on her way to GOAT status.
I think she's going to be the top. She's going to be in the top 3.
Yep.
Top 3 for tonight's main event.
Now, my pick to win tonight, I love your take. I'm going to say this and call me crazy. I'm going to go with Charlotte to win this. I really do. I think that Charlotte gets the win. Last year she did not win. She was thrown out by Becky, and she came so close. I think this time it's her year. I think that I think
she definitely has to win one.
Yeah, she has to win one, and what better way to win than this one? And I just, it's all lining up. She got engaged this year. She's having a great year.
But she's really been the only one to acknowledge. She's the first entrant into the Royal Rumble match.
Exactly.
She's kind of the big key factor going into this Royal Rumble. Okay, so if Charlotte does win, who does she go up against at WrestleMania? Does she go for the Raw Women's Championship or the SmackDown Women's Championship?
I think she'll go for the Raw Women's Championship.
Make it against Becky or Asuka.
Yep, and she's going to try.
Or a triple threat.
Yep, that's true too. And she's trying to get revenge on that WrestleMania match last year because I know that still bothers her after losing that. What a great match that was. But tonight I feel with Charlotte's night, it's her getting back into a title back.
Her getting back to that spot she knows she deserves. The queen, the top of the division.
And you've seen lately that she's had a little bit of rough with Sarah Logan. I know what I thought. Remember when Charlotte beat Liv Morgan and she came back, I'm going to be real? Yeah. I thought that's what was going to happen with her. I thought she would do the same thing.
I would love to see the Riot Squad come back together.
Exactly.
Maybe we'll see it in the Royal Rumble tonight. We'll see Liv, Ruby making her return, and Sarah Logan kind of run a roughshod, making everybody go crazy in the ring.
I do think that Ruby Riott definitely comes back tonight. Nia Jax, it's been way too long since she had double ACL surgery.
We also have to think Ruby had double shoulder surgery.
So what better way to get those two back? We all know they're coming back at some point. What better way to get them back into the picture than in the Women's Royal Rumble? It's going to be a great Rumble tonight. I'm excited. His pick, Shayna Baszler, great pick, and I could definitely see that happening. But for me, I'm riding with Charlotte.
Awesome. You guys can let us know on Twitter at The Angle Radio. You can tweet us if you agree with Bobby with his pick for the Women's Royal Rumble being Charlotte Flair. If you agree with my pick being Shayna Baszler. Or if you think it's going to be somebody else. Tweet us at The Angle Radio. We want to know who you think is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble. Who you think is going to really be the superstar of the night, men, women, whatever. Who's going to take the top spot tonight, getting the biggest opportunity, going to the main event of WrestleMania. And that leads us to the men's Royal Rumble match. We know that Brock Lesnar is entering at number 1. Something is going to happen in this match that's going to set up Lesnar's WrestleMania match. A lot of people are suggesting it's going to be Cain Velasquez. I pray to God that doesn't happen because I don't want to see any more of Cain Velasquez. But there's a lot of names that have been announced. We have a couple spots left to fill. There have been reports that people are saying that it might be turned to a 40-man Royal Rumble because there's so many guys. There might be an addition of some legends like Sting or Undertaker. Again, these are reports, not spoilers. I don't know if they're true or not. I don't really care because whatever people say, I'm just excited to watch the match.
Absolutely.
I want to be surprised. But I want to jump into who you think is going to win the Royal Rumble. Who's your pick for the men's 2020 Rumble match?
Well, here's what I think. I think that tonight, here's what you're going to see. You're going to see Lesnar starting off at 1, dominate, and I do think he's going to be one of the last in the Royal Rumble. I do. I think he'll last all the way to the end. You can't count out my boy Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, he's a tag team champion now with Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy's in the match too, so he's going to have his back.
That's the thing too. It's really funny when teams go in the Royal Rumble. It's every man for himself. That could have some domino effects. So we'll see. I will tell you this: everybody on here has potential to win this match, but this year, it's one person. It's him, right there. Yeah. It's Roman's time. Roman again. The Monday Night Messiah is talking about getting a back-to-back win for the Royal Rumble. I don't see it that way. I think it's his former Shield brother and Roman Reigns. It's just building up this way. It really is. WWE is building Roman Reigns up again. I know Roman Reigns is very, very big. They want him to be like the face of the company. And
technically he is.
He is.
Yes.
He on SmackDown, main eventing all the time. What better way to get him going? I think tonight he's going to be bad. That match he's going to have with Baron Corbin, he's going to be banged up. He's going to be tired. But in the end, I think it's going to be him that knocks Brock Lesnar out of the Royal Rumble. And can you see this in your opinion? Let me ask this. Roman Reigns wins. Will he go up against Lesnar, or is he going to go pick the Fiend?
Well, let me give you my prediction, and then I'll give you what I think about that. Who I want to win the Royal Rumble. I would love to see Drew McIntyre win the Royal Rumble. Now, he's kind of sort of feuding with Randy Orton on the Raw side. Now, let me ask you this. If Drew McIntyre was to win the Royal Rumble, he goes up against Lesnar at WrestleMania. Would you be invested in that match, or is it just two monsters going head-to-head? It's kind of like
here's the thing. I think that Drew McIntyre has potential. I think he's gotten a lot better on the mic, got better in the ring.
But he's technically, I think, a face now.
He is, yeah.
He's a face.
But it's just two big guys, powerful guys going up against each other. I don't think, in my opinion, Drew McIntyre is ready for a title. This is the WWE World Heavyweight Championship we're talking about right here. This is the grand prize. And Drew McIntyre as your champion, beating Brock Lesnar on the grandest stage of them all. I'm not really buying that. I'm not buying what they're selling on that. I am not trying to disrespect Drew McIntyre. I think he has a lot of potential, but he's just not ready for that right now.
And there's a reason why I asked you that. Because although I want to see Drew McIntyre win the Royal Rumble, I don't think he's going to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. So here's my pitch, my pitch, and I hope WWE somehow sees this. Drew McIntyre wins the Royal Rumble, right? He's feuding with Randy Orton right now on Raw. Back and forth. There's no really wins over each other. Drew says he's coming for the Beast. He's coming for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. But somehow, some way, Randy Orton gets his way into that match. WrestleMania for the WWE Championship becomes Brock Lesnar defending against Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. Randy Orton bringing that surprise wow, that interesting factor to that match. Brock Lesnar gets the F5 on Randy Orton. Mm-hmm. Drew McIntyre comes out of nowhere, hits the Claymore on Brock Lesnar, and pins Randy Orton 1, 2, 3, becomes the WWE Champion at WrestleMania. Technically, Brock wasn't pinned.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be beating Brock Lesnar. Drew McIntyre pins Randy Orton for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. What happens after that? Brock wants his title back. He never lost it, setting up the feud between Drew as a champion, getting that big Claymore kick eventually, possibly at SummerSlam, over Brock Lesnar. And that's how you build Drew McIntyre as the top guy on Raw. Now, that's one direction. WWE, they're not going to do that. I think tonight, as much as I want him to win, or as much as I want a Samoa Joe or Kevin Owens to win, tonight I have to agree with you. I think in my soul, out of all those guys in that ring, Roman Reigns is getting the win tonight, because you have to think about over the last year or so, he's been back from fighting cancer, from beating cancer. He hasn't necessarily been the guy. It's been a slow build, because they know the fans aren't behind him. And I think today they kind of are. A lot of people are really behind Roman, and I think that this is going to be the point where everybody loves when the underdog gets beaten down and somehow rises to the occasion. We said at the beginning of the show, we're going to see Baron Corbin take out Roman Reigns in their Falls Count Anywhere match. He's going to go into that Royal Rumble as the underdog, which is why he's going to win, because that's going to get the fans behind him to go into WrestleMania. Now, back to your question as to who is going to beat The Fiend at WrestleMania, who would Roman go up against? Because Roman Reigns is the face of the company, he is the only one that they will allow to defeat The Fiend for the Universal title at WrestleMania. Okay. So I see tonight Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, getting finally that top spot back on SmackDown, the face of the company, hopefully getting some really, really great cheers behind him, going to the main event of WrestleMania, beating The Fiend, being the only one to be able to beat The Fiend, becoming the Universal Champion, getting that spot back that he never lost after battling cancer.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense. And you know what? That's probably what's going to happen, in my opinion, really. What better way for him to get over everything that he's been through than to win at WrestleMania and hold up that championship over a guy that is just unstoppable.
He never lost the title. He surrendered it to go battle cancer.
And then he earns it and gets it back from The Fiend. And
he earns it from the ground up.
Yep.
He started from the ground up.
That's why he wasn't given anything when he got back. He earned everything he has.
Every cheer he got, he's got now, he's earned it 100%.
Absolutely.
It's not my pick, but I definitely see that that's going to be the story leaving the Royal Rumble tonight. We're going to see Roman Reigns finally working his way back to the top of the mountain, going to be in the biggest fight of his life besides his cancer battle against The Fiend at WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Now, the big question after this is, who's going to be Brock Lesnar's opponent? Who do you see? Because whoever eliminates Brock Lesnar tonight is most likely going to be the one he goes up against at WrestleMania. Who's it going to be?
You know what? It's so... You know what? I could see...
Because a lot of people are suggesting it's going to be Keith Lee.
Keith Lee is so...
But he's an NXT champion now after
this past week. He's
the new NXT North American champion.
Who could knock Brock Lesnar out? I could see Braun Strowman knocking him out, but Braun Strowman's on SmackDown. Yeah.
Braun is currently involved in a storyline with the Intercontinental Championship with Shinsuke. Now that also leads me to another match I want to see at WrestleMania. They got to book it. 6-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. We used to see them all the time, every year. They stopped doing it. I don't know why. It was one of my favorite matches to look forward to at WrestleMania. I want to see Braun Strowman. I want to see Shinsuke Nakamura defend his Intercontinental Championship in a 6-man ladder match at WrestleMania against Sami Zayn, Cesaro, Braun Strowman, Elias, and Mustafa Ali. That's the match. We see
Ooh,
Braun Strowman work his big ass up all the way up that ladder, win the title, finally get a top spot in the WWE, getting his WrestleMania moment, seeing at WrestleMania. But that's besides the point. You think they could be Braun Strowman?
And you know what? I could also see Seth Rollins throwing him out too, because Seth Rollins, you know what? He has success against Brock. What better way than to start up another feud with them again with the Monday Night Messiah?
But he's a heel.
I know.
That's the problem.
It's so. Here's the thing.
And I know who it's going to be because there's no one else. The problem is we can't find someone who's going to be able to eliminate Brock Lesnar and go to WrestleMania to face him. It's going to be that goddamn Cain Velasquez. I'm telling you. It's going to be Cain.
And then at WrestleMania, you're going to see Cain versus Brock Lesnar for the title again.
I don't want to see it. I know the fans don't want to see it. They're even saying maybe it'll be Tyson Fury comes in and eliminates Brock Lesnar.
We've heard a lot of things about Tyson Fury. I'd
be very disappointed if one of the two are the ones to get it and go to WrestleMania, because you know what? Last year's WrestleMania, the match of the year, 2019 match of the year for me was the WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. Kofi Kingston getting the win over Daniel Bryan. Match of the year. And we're going to go to this year's WrestleMania being Brock versus Cain Velasquez or Brock versus Tyson Fury. What a flop, man. That's not where I want to see. I would love to see Kofi Kingston be the one to eliminate Brock Lesnar.
To get back
exactly.
Get revenge. That's a good.
But he's on SmackDown and he's a tag team champion.
That's the thing.
So there's a lot of different things going on there.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight. This is one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, along with WrestleMania, because this is just the building block on what WrestleMania is going to become. So tonight's a huge night for the rest of the year in WWE. I'm excited for it. I've been looking forward to this for weeks. I know Joey's excited about it. And what better way? We're almost there. In about an hour and a half, it starts, and we're getting going.
So your prediction for the Women's Royal Rumble is Charlotte Flair. My pick for the Women's Royal Rumble is Shayna Baszler from NXT. Your pick for the Men's Royal Rumble is Roman Reigns. My pick, who I want to win, is Drew McIntyre, but I have to go with my prediction, just like you, Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble tonight, going on to face the Fiend for the Universal title at WrestleMania. There is a lot of things, a lot of questions we're going to have. We have right now before the event, but there's going to be a lot of questions after the event too, because whatever happens tonight, like we said at the beginning of the show, is going to really set the focus for the rest of the year, at least towards SummerSlam. So it's a big night tonight. We're on the road to WrestleMania. This was our first live event of the entire year, of the entire decade. We're going to do this for every pay-per-view, every big event. We want to, kind of do a pre-show, run down all the matches, predictions, things like that. But I had a lot of fun doing this. What do you think?
This was great.
It's a little different than how we did it last time.
It's a lot different. I like the setup. I like the TV right here. We could point out everything, the graphics, everything is top of the line. And I love being on the angle. I love coming on here talking about my second love is other than sports is WWE. My whole life, I love it still to this day. I don't miss a Raw. I try not to miss a SmackDown. I'm getting into NXT has just got me hooked. Everything with professional wrestling has just got. I feel this just brings back childhood. Everything is here. I just love it, man.
Now there's a lot of other events that are coming up too. We attended a few Raws last year. Towards the end of the year, we attended a SmackDown. We got to see the new set. This upcoming year, March is going to be a big month for us.
It is.
Because me and Bobby, we're going to be both attending on March 2nd in New York City, in Brooklyn. We're going to be going to Monday Night Raw. We're going to be able to see the new set, see some Road to WrestleMania storylines. And then at the end of the month, we're going to be attending to the debut in the tri-state area. We're going to be at the AEW Dynamite episode in New Jersey at Prudential Center. It's going to be – there's a lot of things that we have to look forward to this year. And all of it is going to be covered here on the Angle. And if you're at those events, you can look for me. I'll always be in this red jacket. It's kind of the trademark now. Look for the bright-ass red jacket with the Angle shirt. That's where we'll be. And we can interview to be on the show. We're not going to bring all this with us because we're going to be in a live event. But we'll We'll make you feel like you're part of the show. We'll make you feel like a professional wrestling superstar.
Absolutely.
So this has been fun. Thank you for coming on here, buddy.
Of course, buddy. No
Bobby
problem.
Thompson, a fellow journalist from GNT Sports Talk. He's going to be starting his own
Yes, I am.
his own network
My own network
at BTV.
BTV, getting that started. To have it, I'm going to have it up in a couple of weeks, getting everything started. And
If you're a movie guy, movie girl, movie kid, movie grandpa, grandma, whatever you are, if you're a movie person, Bobby Thompson's going to be talking everything movies on his show.
Everything. That's another love of mine. Sports, WWE, professional wrestling, and movies. That's my thing. So BTV, I'm getting it started. Hopefully you guys will definitely listen to it. I'll have some stuff out in a few weeks.
Absolutely. We're going to head over and watch the Royal Rumble pre-show now. We're going to get into the event at 7 o'clock. The Angle will be live tweeting the entire event, so engage with us at the Angle Radio. We're going to be very, very vocal tonight because there's a lot of things that are going to be happening. But thank you, Bobby, for coming.
Of course.
Thank you all for tuning in. My name is Joey Carney. I'm the host of The Angle. Thanks for watching. This has been The Angle. We'll see you later on tonight. The Royal Rumble will be live tweeting. See you guys later.
Enjoy the show.